Capricorn, welcome to your mid-August 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So let us see what we have here. Okay. Well, like always, because this is a reading for everybody of one sign, I like to give multiple possibilities. So, the heart of the matter is the King of Swords, and this character can be somebody who is very detached, super duper detached, to the point where they may be cut off from their feelings. They may be a very intelligent person, but they may not have a strong connection to their emotions because of, just either the way that they are wired or because they don't want to feel for some reason. If this is somebody that you have been involved with, maybe your partner, for instance, you may have admired some of those qualities in this person way back when, and eventually you feel like you can't reach that person, that they're like kind of this untouchable, they're like in their own world, so to speak. And it might feel very lonely to be in a relationship with that person because you feel like they're pretty devoid of, being able to connect with you emotionally. And maybe that has impacted your relationship in other ways. The other thing is that this can indicate, like if this is a relationship with someone who is like a significant other, they may also not tell you nice things about you. I mean, yeah, you could say I love you is one of them, but I'm not just talking about that. Some people get really upset when they're, a person doesn't say I love you, but I think that that's the least of it. I think if someone doesn't ever tell you, compliment you, and really not to kind of butter you up, but they really admire certain qualities about you, then that is more problematic than saying I love you, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But you may not feel appreciated, and this person, sometimes what is happening is they are withholding affection or compliments because of their own like insecurity, like they're trying to keep you feeling like you're not measuring up, because that's how they control people. Maybe this person is also a boss, and they have they have people working under them, and that's how they do things at work as well. This could be a boss. This could easily be a boss, and this person may not be very complimentary, so you don't really know where you stand with this person. And in the past position, we have the Page of Wands. Start spreading the news. I always use it as a title, but it's like it's really about good news coming. Pages can be messages, and it could be that you came up with a great idea, and now you're on fire with excitement over trying to implement this. So typically I would say like a business idea, something that's on your own. You know, you do have a number of wands cards here, which represent the fire element, and they represent independence. So they represent creativity and independence, and that might be because you're kind of disillusioned by the way that you are treated or regarded at work. And the same thing can apply in your personal life. If you know, Capricorn people don't need a lot of praise, I don't think, compared to some other signs that tend to really thrive on it. But you are the kind of people that you want to know that you're doing a good job, like in the workplace, for instance. I don't know about in your personal life you're doing a good job, but in the workplace for sure. And if you feel like you're not getting any positive feedback, that might make you feel insecure, and that might be a good manipulative tool against you, but you're way too ambitious to kind of just continue down that path. You know, cardinal signs tend to take action, and they don't just stick around forever. So this may be you making your move. And when I look at the higher message, it really kind of, you notice I said in the past you had the Page of Wands, and for the higher message you have the King of Wands, which is the highest rank in that particular suit. And this is about stepping into your own power. And like another thing about romantic relationships, you may have an infatuation with someone. The Page of Wands I could see is that you are talking to someone and that person fills you with desire. They light your fire. You feel a sense of youthfulness within yourself. Maybe before you felt dry, you felt used, withered up and all that stuff. And now you feel more passionate and alive, And this is because the fire, it could be a fire sign too, like an Aries, for instance. The other fire signs are Leo and Sag. But the King of Wands for yourself is about understanding that all of us are sovereign beings. And that means that we can, step into a new role whenever we want. The reason that we don't a lot of times is because we think that we have obligations and restrictions that prevent us from doing it. And yes, certainly some people may do foolhardy things that if they just walked off the job and they don't have any backup, it might, come crashing down around them. But they still have that freedom. And so we have to stop saying that we can't do something. And maybe we say, I can do it, but I'm not going to do it right now. I do have the freedom. And not frame it like we are, somehow being held against our control, against our will. And this is also about perhaps, I think, even having the authority yourself. Maybe you have been answering to an authority when you, in fact, have more knowledge than that person, but that person may have some other reason why they are in a higher rank than you are. And so in some cases you might be like, why am I working under someone when I actually know this like the back of my hand? So it might be that you feel that you have attained this level, that you are deserving of, a higher rank even. What crosses you is the Seven of Wands. This can be the tendency to defend yourself and be defensive and lose the plot. In other words, This is one of the things that, one thing I want to say, because this connects to this, is that I see the King of Swords sometimes as a narcissist, even in the upright position, because the person is out of touch with their feelings. So, and that's so true of narcissists in general, is that they're out of touch with their feelings, and they try to generate negative energy in order to feel. Positive vibes don't do anything for them. They need to feed off of lower energy. And what happens a lot of times is that people get sucked into defending themselves against such people, thinking that if only they can explain why they're doing what they're doing, that that person will understand and leave them alone. When you get savvy about these kinds of people, you realize that they have no interest whatsoever in understanding you. But they will ask you, why are you doing this? Why did you think that? You know, they will ask you those questions, but they have no interest in the answer, in the true answer. And so when you know, one of the reasons they ask you these questions is to keep you in the defensive posture that the Seven of Wands represents. And so the best thing you can do for those types of people is to give them, you know, as generic an answer as possible that has really zero content, so that and not to be defensive about it, you know, to figure out a way to answer them without answering them. And, you know, never giving them any ammunition, because that's another thing that they're looking for. And also, in general, this may be other people in your life. If you're trying to make something of yourself and you are sharing your dreams with other people, that can lead to getting a lot of discouraging you know, feedback, because some of these people, it may trigger them that you're doing something positive. So and also doing something autonomous. People try to encourage other people to be slaves to the system because they want, you know, misery loves company. And I'm not saying if you work for somebody else and you really feel a sense of alignment and, you know, you are respected in the workplace, that's not for you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like more of a toxic environment. What's coming in is the Seven of Pentacles. This is a period of assessment. And so some of you may be even implementing, maybe you have a business that you are launching. We have like a green light until September 7th for all new endeavors, when there are no personal retrogrades, personal planet retrogrades, although I do believe that even in September, up until the end of September, it might be okay, because Mercury isn't officially going retrograde until the end of the month. And, you know, I don't think that at any time you should write off launching something if your heart really feels ready to do so. But I also believe that sometimes these periods of time that are considered good for launching are severely restricted because of shadow periods, and I think it can get a little bit out of control. So just, you know that this time is really strong. The Lionsgate portal, the connection that we have with Sirius, and the new moon in Leo and all that. Leo is a sign, you know, fire energy, and you have a bunch of fire energy that I actually think has a lot in common with Capricorn. It's like a quest for excellence, a quest for success. But also, Leo is a sign that dreams big and is very confident. And with the Seven of Pentacles, the number 7 is a turning point. And so if you are, kind of like feeling, if you are working somewhere and you feel, Capricorn, that you're not sure it's right for you anymore. Maybe at one time it was, but now it doesn't feel that good. You may feel like you're at a turning point. And what you can do, and that's what this card is about, is assessing progress. What have you gained? What have you lost? Is it worth it to devote more energy into this particular job? Or same thing with relationship. For some people, they will say, yes, I have a family and I want to preserve this family for now. When my kids are in high school in 5 years, I'm going to just, stay here. It's not, I don't feel like it's unbearable. I'm going to try to do my best. I'm going to try to be the best partner that I can be, but I don't want to break up my family. Everybody has different desires. Some people, they can't stand it. They feel totally disconnected from their partner, and that maybe their partner doesn't talk very much, and they just feel like there's this void in their life. I'm sorry, I've got my foot on the base of the tripod, so I'm shaking it. So yeah, and so it will differ from person to person. The outcome, interesting, is the World card. This is the last card of the Major Arcana, and it really does talk about some kind of ending of a cycle. This is a card of graduating. But we can graduate from a job, really, when you think about it. We learned all that we could from that environment, and now it's time for us to do it for ourselves. It was like, maybe you were working for someone else and you gained all that knowledge, and now you're going to be a consultant, or you're going to own your own business and do something similar. This is also a card of, the closure of something. And so it can be that somebody is really giving you is really giving you reason, like the final reason. Why can't I articulate my thoughts? That the person that the King of Swords represents is behaving in a way that seals the deal for you. Maybe you have finally talked to this person and tried to get them to understand why you feel so alienated from them, and they seem like they don't care. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't care. Maybe they're just very, very emotionally out of touch with themselves, and they can't, maybe it's scary for them to kind of articulate their feelings. Because it's like, some people, they're so full of pain that they shut down. So whatever is going on, for you to be able to just find closure can be everything, because then you have this feeling that now you can move on. And yeah, that's true. You did have a full moon in your sign back in June. So this may just be, we're only in the early part of August, so that's only about 6 weeks ago. And so you may be navigating some of the aftermath of that. Perhaps some of you are going to travel. The World card is about travel. And that might be what the King of Wands represents, is that sense of freedom, that you don't have to be stuck in one place, that you can be more adventurous in life. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn, and I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.